Hello, hello, hello. This is Mystery Stamping Live. Just trying to get a few things, make certain everything's working. So I can know whether there's volume. Okay, let's see. Trying to see. Hi, Marianne, can you hear me? I can know whether there's volume. There we go. Welcome, Miss Marianne. Okay, I've got that where I can make certain everything's working. Technology. I had to shut the computer down today just so that I could even get logged in. It wouldn't. You have to do 3 steps to get in, and it was not letting me do that. All right. So welcome, Miss Marianne. I hope you guys will like the card today. And like I said in the clues, you're going to need a paper cutter. And so we shall get started. Okay, everything looks good. So, all right, so here's the clues. And I am Lisa Fulford, your creative coach, and I have posted the clues and emailed them out. The first email I sent, I told about the mystery stamping, but I did not send the clues, so I sent out a second email. But anyway, here are the clues. And I have been giving everybody a choice as to what card base that they wanted to do. And so I'm doing the 8.5 by 5.5, but it doesn't really matter. You could do the 11 by 4.25 and score it at 5.5. Mine's scored at 4.25. Now, if it's a specialty card, I'll tell you where to score and how to cut it and things like that. But here lately, I've been giving you the option as to, how you want to cut your card base. So then we also have a piece of basic white, and I have it cut. I just did not grab it. It's right behind me. I do this every time. And I have a whole stack of them like this. So, like all those. I didn't put it with my pieces, so I'm going to grab it. At least it's real close, so I didn't have to go very far. All right, so this is my card base, and I'm doing blueberry bushel. So I'm going to set this over here out of the way. And then I have my 3.5 by 5 inch piece. That's for my inside. And then I also have this little circle, and this is from the Stylish Shapes, and they're stitched, so I really like that. And then let's see, we have coordinated cardstock, but I use the same color as what my base is. And these are also the Stylish Shapes. And so I'll put this back together. I did this to conserve time of cutting and also to conserve paper. And so my coordinating cardstock is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then a circle around 1 3/4. And up here I set a circle to fit your cardstock circle. So I did this one first, and then found the other circle, the one to go inside this one. So I just cut it from the center like that, because you won't see this. And so there's my layering circle, and then here's my layering square, and these are that Stylish Shape, like I said, and they are both stitched. And then onto the DSP, you have 2 different patterns, and they are let's see, 4 inches by 2 7/8, both of those. And then this one here is a different pattern, and it is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. So those are all the pieces, and then you'll need your paper cutter. So I'll move that out of the way and bring in my paper cutter. All right, so this one was an interesting one. I did not know how to describe it. So I thought, well, part of it I do on camera. So if yours is a directional piece of cardstock, then it really matters. If it's not directional, it is not all that big a deal. Mine is not directional. This one here, it goes every which direction. And of course, I've got that gingham. It doesn't matter. But say that it was this one up here, like it was a full piece of the birthday cake, then it would matter. And so what I have is a little template. This is my front, bottom, and my front, back. And so when you have the bottom piece, you want to take your front top piece, and so this is going to be my top, this is my bottom. So you're going to take that front top piece and you're going to, oh gosh, turn it upside down and twist. Or you can twist it so that it's upside down and then, nope. Okay, I've already got mine cut, so it's confusing me. All right, so you're going to take your bottom piece, and then you're going to take your front piece, turn it upside down, and then twist. Turn it clockwise. So here's my pieces. Front, bottom. My front, top. This is why I had it already done, because I was going to do this. Okay, so we need to get the directions the same, and if I just did this, it wouldn't be the same. So you go upside down, so flip it towards you, and then nope. Okay, scratch what I just said. We're starting over. Bottom piece, top piece, and it's just flip it down upside down like that. Oh my goodness. Flip it towards you upside down. Oh my word. Because see, by doing that, no. Okay. Whew. Let's do this. Okay. Front. Okay. You start with this one upside down. I thought that's right. Okay. You turn this one upside down. Now I can't get it. This was going to be so easy. Okay. This is the top. This is the bottom. I know I'm being very confusing, but I'm confusing myself. Okay, so upside down. And oh, and then flip it over. That's it. Okay, I knew there was 2 flips. Okay, so you start with your piece at the top. You start with your bottom down here. You're going to flip it upside down and then flip it over so that it faces you. So basically, you're going to just turn it. You're just going to turn it upside down and lay it on top of the other piece. Good gracious. I made it harder than it was. I just had to really think it out. So bottom piece, top piece. Just turn it upside down, put it on the front. That's what it was. I am so sorry. Oh my word. My brain has not engaged this morning. I did it multiple times yesterday. It was no problem, but I slept on it and then now whatever. So it's not working. All right, so then we need for this piece to be shorter. This is the bottom. This piece to go shorter. Okay, so this is upside down. We need this piece to go up at the 1/2 inch mark. So top, I'm gonna put a little mark so I make certain I don't get myself confused again. Or here I'll go with this. So this is going like that. So we'll do this. That's the top. Here's my bottom. I'll turn it upside down. And then so that piece is to be shorter. So we want to go this way. So you're going to turn it clockwise, put it at the 1/2 inch mark, and put it in the tray. So I'll do that one more time. This is the top. There's those scallops. So this is my top. I'll turn it upside down. So this is the top down here. I'm going to turn it clockwise and then put the corner at that 1/2 inch mark and then put this little corner down here at that track. But then there's like a little extra here. I want to tip it in just a hair, like a 1/16 or a 32nd. Then you want to bring your blade to the top and cut it down. And that should get you right at that corner. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And if you want it as a deeper cut, you can take it to the 3/4 inch mark. So there we go. And I hope that wasn't real confusing. Let's see. I don't have, look and see if I have another. Okay. So I'll cut another one and I'll do that again. All right, so I wanted it 2 7/8. I'm cutting both mine at the same time. Okay. So I have my scallops at the top to tell me that's the top. And considering I'm gonna do this with a pencil so I can erase it later. Okay, so I know that's the top, and this is what I'm going to use. So I want to turn it upside down. Then I'm gonna turn it clockwise. Yep. So here's still my top, and then I'll put it in that little mark. And then bring it down here to the cutting, I call it a trough. And then bring it in just a hair and then cut. And then take that top piece and that bottom piece and make it where they rotate this way. Oops. So this ends up being the top. So I end up turning it upside down. Turn clockwise, 1/2 inch, and then there, and then you cut. All right, so hope I haven't confused you completely because I had myself confused. And I've done it multiple times and it worked. And then whenever I was trying to overthink it to show, then that's where the problem came. So, pardon me. You're going to get this out of the way. I'm like losing my voice now. Pardon me. And then we're going to take our base and we're going to fold that. If anybody needs me to explain that again, let me know because I can. So there's my base. I'm going to take my bottom piece, put it down here. I'm going to rotate and put my top piece up here. So kind of like that. And I'm going to glue them down. That glue is empty. I'm really sorry about all that confusion, but I eventually got it. So just skip. If you're watching that, just skip till I figure it out. If you rewatch it. All right. So I'm gonna bring this down here, and I'm gonna leave an equal border from the side, the bottom, and the other side. I want them to be equal. So those all match. So I'm gonna press that down. I want to make certain that it is straight at the bottom. Then we're going to do the same with the top. If mine was directional, I think it would have been easier, but mine's not directional, so mine could be done either anyway, but I wasn't able to think that out. I'm sorry. But that's part of crafting, figuring things out. So now I want to do the same here. This isn't necessarily a fracture card, but it kind of is. I've been seeing those everywhere, and there we go. And so there's the card base. Now let's put these things together. All right, so because I have a hole in here, I need to just put it on my edges. I will secure it all later. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put some on each one of these areas here close to my circle, because I know those will be covered. This up. And add that to my square, like that. Make certain there's nothing on my countertop. And then this piece, I'm going to glue it directly down. Sorry. Boy, this one here is a video of constant apologies. But it turns out beautifully. I think because I was having technical difficulties. Maybe I might be a little nervous. I don't know. And then we're going to bring it up here. And you can put it anywhere you want, but I'm going to bring mine up just a bit. I like this pattern better than the top pattern. And I want to make certain I can get that fairly straight. Yep. Press that down. So I'm going to bring in the inside piece. That's at 3.5 by 5. And I'm going to bring my inside sentiment. If you don't have one, that's fine. This ink pad, the pad is coming out. They sent me a new one, but I just haven't got around to opening it. So I'm going to set this up to the top. It doesn't need to be seen. And I'm just going to ink out my happy birthday. It's a very juicy ink pad too, Pat. And then I want to put that, you can put it wherever you want, but I like to put mine near the center, but not exactly centered. And there's that. I'm going to add some glue. Try not to smear what I just stamped, being that in so very wet ink pad. So I'm trying strategically to get as many pieces off my countertop as I can. It's not super messy as I go. So there's that. Now I'm going to bring in my next sentiment to go on my white circle. And I'm certain that you figured out that that was for a sentiment. Now mine's fairly small. Just because I use layering circles, and I just gave you an approximate size. It wasn't a definitive size. That's pretty good. Finished with the ink, means it's so juicy. I'm going to close that up. Have that dry for a moment. Flip that over. Add some glue. Pick that up. A little harder time getting a circle centered than I do a square, because there's so many areas to look at. All right, so I'm going to pop this up, and I'm using mini dimensionals. So I'm going to put several. If you've got regular dimensionals, then you don't need to put this many, because these are little. They don't cover as much area, so I'm going to put 5 on there. You could probably get by with probably 2 or 3, but I don't like mine. I like mine to be well secured. I'll bring this in, and right down here on this one corner, mine I'm going to try to line up with one of these lines. Place that down. Then I want to embellish mine, because this has like that gold leafing in the paper. And I made certain not to use gold leafing on either of these. I wanted this to be my focal point. I'm going to bring these out. I think these might be retired, but being it's Mr. Stamp, it doesn't matter. And it is the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive backed dots. That's a lot, or that's a mouthful of things. And be careful with your take your pick tool with that on the end. I stabbed myself in the hand the other day. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to add this at the top up here. You don't have to do this part. Take a second one, and I'm going to bring it down. Not pressing that down yet. And a third one, and split the difference. Here, here, and there. So I can kind of move them around a little bit whenever I haven't pressed them. And there is our card for mystery stamping. So the clues have been solved. It's a different take on a your DSP for the front of a card. And so I thought it turned out really cute. And this was actually just cutting the strips, and then I cut my paper just a little bit larger, and then that way I knew I was going to die cut mine, and so then I just die cut with those stylish shapes. And when I cut my strips, this is just how it ended up with this piece in the middle. So I was glad that that had happened. Otherwise, I was going to cut another piece to specifically get that in the center. But it worked out perfectly. Way better than cutting this paper here. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. If you need me to explain that cutting again, please let me know, because that was that was brutal. So anyway, there's our card. And if you enjoyed this, this style of card, give me some love in the description below. And if this is the replay on YouTube, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell. But I hope that you enjoyed this card, minus the figuring out how to cut. You know, we all have our little things that happen, and whenever you're going live, there's no restarts. Whenever you're shooting it for, pardon me, just to upload it, then you can always restart. But not when you're live, so you get to see the good with the bad. But I want to thank you so much for joining me, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the card. And until next time, happy stamping.